up, y'all?
Hello.
We announced the Golden Elephant Award winner at HeavyCon 2018, which was at the end of May.
Right.
And we included that in the recap of HeavyCon.
We did.
And well, that was an oversight on our part because it seems there were a lot of people who either didn't listen to it, missed it, or whatever.
Right.
So we thought we would go ahead and do a quick little pod blast for you guys to go over the finalists again, announce the People's Choice Golden Elephant Award winner, and the 2017 Golden Elephant Award winning game.
Yes.
So, that said, let's go ahead and recap the finalists.
All right. So our first finalist was 18CZ, designed by Lonnie Orgler and artwork by Lonnie as well. It was self-published and also by Fox in the Box. We did a full teach and 2-player playthrough that you can find on YouTube. And the synopsis of it is 18CZ is set in the Czech Republic. It uses 3 different corporation sizes, 5 small companies, 5 medium companies, and 5 large companies. Each company uses different trains, and the main goal is to absorb the smaller companies into the bigger ones.
And this became a Golden Elephant Award finalist on the strength of the 2-player game.
Yes.
And it felt like you played a full 18xx game and not a full 2-player 18xx game.
Right.
And that's a subtle distinction, but a significant one in our opinion. So that's why it was one of the finalists. Next up was Gaia Project, designed by Jens Drogenmuller, Helge Ostertag. Artwork by Dennis Lohausen and published by Z-Man Games, Asmodee, however you want to call that. And we did a full teach and playthrough of it on YouTube. Synopsis: improving on the base of Terra Mystica, Gaia Project features 14 different factions that live on 7 different planets. In order to live on another planet, must be terraformed into the original home environments. Each faction can grow their skill set in 6 different areas of advancement, i.e. tech trees, gaining rewards and other benefits along the way. 5 years of development with Terra Mystica brought Gaia Project, and it definitely showed, and we thought it was a much better version of Terra Mystica.
Drastically better, yeah.
And it's not because it's a better Terra Mystica, it's because it's a really damn good Gaia Project, and that's why it was one of the finalists.
That's right. Next up was Time of Crisis, designed by Ray Farrell and Brad Johnson, artwork by Roger B. McGowan, published by GMT, and we did a full teach and playthrough on YouTube on that as well. The synopsis is set in the crisis of the 3rd century. Each player attempts to raise their Roman dynasty to the highest power in the land. You must build armies, build political capital, and take over other provinces.
Kind of a card-driven deck builder meets a sort of war game.
Yeah.
It is set in third century Rome, which, yes, please.
Which is always Edward's favorite.
Big fan of the theme, obviously, but I thought the deck building aspect of the game, I thought was a fantastic implementation. Everybody that has played it within our group has loved the game, and it's one that we're looking forward to reviewing down the road, and we thought it was strong enough to become a Golden Elephant Award finalist. Next up, we have Lisboa, designed by Vital Lacerda, artwork by Ian O'Toole, published by Eagle Griffin Games. Did a full teach and playthrough of it on YouTube. In fact, I think we did 3 of them, because 2 of them with the prototypes and then 1 with the actual one. And we did review the game back in episode 80. The overview of the game is after a 9.0 magnitude earthquake, tsunami, and fires in 1755, the city of Lisbon, Portugal, had to be rebuilt. The city was rebuilt meticulously, and only certain businesses were permitted on each street. Use your influence to help rebuild the city, to develop commerce and reopen all buildings. Or as Vital likes to tell us, it's a simple game.
You play a card, you draw a card.
You do something, you draw a card. Yeah. Very easy game. Not so much. A lot going on in that. One of our favorite Vital Lacerda games.
Absolutely.
And yeah, definitely belongs on the list.
Next up, we had Keeper, designed by Richard Breeze, artwork by Vicky Dalton, published by R&D Games, and we did a full teach and playthrough on YouTube, and we also did a full review of it on episode 104. Keeper is another worker placement game set within the Key series of games, which birthed the worker placement genre. In Keeper, each player works toward gaining the most points by building up their village, showing off in fairs, and trying to do their best to thwart their opponents. The best part, one of the best parts of this game, is the flippy boards.
Is that the technical term?
Duh. Yeah. But just the way that you can manipulate those to hurt your opponents and help you is just so good in this game.
Cool resource conversion game. Just really scratched a niche, and it benefited from the fact that it was a bit of a surprise in that it ended up being a lot heavier than we originally anticipated. If you go back and listen to the Essen preview show, Jim over on Punching Cardboard mentioned that he had read through the rule book, and he was like, yeah, this is a lot more key flower and less key to the city, London. And found out, yep, he was right.
Yes, he was.
Good call, Jim, there. And yeah, ended up being one of our favorite games of the year, obviously, as you can tell by its inclusion on the list here.
Correct.
And the last game, the last finalist, so this year we had 6 finalists for the Golden Elephant Award, is John Company, designed by Cole Worley, artwork by Cole as well, published by Sierra Madre Games. And we did a full teach and playthrough of it over on YouTube the day before HeavyCon, in fact.
Actually, with Cole.
Yep, he taught the game. The British East India Company's story is told from the perspective of the dynasties that are trying to guide their scions through the company, vying for position, power, and prestige. Your goal is to secure your family's place in society back in London. You will control the company, make decisions regarding budgets, conflicting interests, and exchanging favors. Basically, help the company or hurt the company. In the end, get fired from the company, retire to a nice cushy retirement job, i.e. get good victory points by the end of the game. Heavy on negotiation if your group wishes it to be. And yeah, another one of those opaque games designed by Cole. And not really surprised that it had the impact that it did on us and our group, and honestly the herd around the world.
Yes.
With this game, and its inclusion was I'm not going to say a foregone conclusion, but after playing it a number of times, I think everybody agreed that it belonged on this list.
Most definitely.
So while we were at HeavyCon, we had the voting take place for the People's Choice Golden Elephant Award, which is everyone that is a patron of ours. So we had about 690 folks there, and as well as the 156 attendees of HeavyCon all could vote. They had 3 votes to be distributed however they chose between the 6 games. They could load up all on one, however they wanted to do it. And the 2017 Golden Elephant Award People's Choice Award winner was
Lisboa by Vital Lacerda, and published by Eagle Griffin Games, and artwork by Ian O'Toole.
So congrats, Vital, on the People's Choice. So, little inside baseball here. This was narrowly... I take that back. It actually tied with John Company.
For the live votes.
Right, for the in-person at HeavyCon, 156 attendees. They tied. However, the online voting by the patrons... pretty handily. Lisboa was the clear front runner here for the People's Choice Award. So congrats, Vital, Ian, and all the folks over at Eagle Griffin Games. That leaves the actual award itself.
The 2017 Golden Elephant Award winner, as chosen by me and you.
Lisboa, designed by Vital Lacerda, artwork by Ian O'Toole, and published by Eagle Griffin Games. We just thought that, honestly, the game's going to have the most legs out of everything, and long term, it's going to have
the most staying power.
It's going to have the most impact. So there you have it. Congrats to all 6 of the finalists again. 18CZ, Time of Crisis, Gaia Project, Lisboa, Keeper, and John Company. And congrats to Ian, Vital, and Eagle Griffin for the 2017 Golden Elephant Award winning Lisboa.
Yes, we will be giving the award to Vital at Essen.
Yep, at the meetup on Friday night, I believe is when it is. So looking forward to doing that at Essen. So thanks everybody for listening. Thanks everybody for voting.
Yeah.
And we'll see you later on this week with the next episode.
Yes, sir. Bye, everybody.
Later.